So today we're taking a look at Afterparty for the Nintendo Switch. Can Night School follow up their fantastic first game, Oxenfree, with another hit? With a theme entirely more adult, I've been excited to get my hands on this one. The core idea? Outdrink the devil. It's about as far out there as concepts go, and yeah, that caught my attention immediately. So with that, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we do, leave a like if we help you out today, and now, let's get started. So here you'll find yourself in control of new residents of Hell. Yes, you recently died, Milo and Lola. Arriving in Hell, you await processing, but unfortunately, these offices close down for the day and you'll need to wait until tomorrow. So what do you do when you've got nowhere to go and no idea what the hell is going on? Excuse the pun there. But yeah, you hit the bars and clubs, of course. So Milo and Lola, though, they're confident a mistake has been made. Why would you be in Hell? You don't deserve this. How did you die? Well, that's for you to find out here. While these questions need to be answered, of course, there is one big question that remains. How do they get out of Hell and back to their lives amongst the living? And, well, can that even be done? Well, fortunately, that's cleared up in the opening moments of the game. There is a way, a loophole of sorts, shall we say, and you'll find this out from a boat kind of taxi thing driver who goes by the name of Sam. Here's the deal, he reveals the way to get out. It's simple enough really, outdrink Satan and you'll gain passage to return to the living. So yeah, let the drinking adventure begin. Story-wise, prepare for an incredibly colourful cast of characters, fantastic writing, extremely adult humour, and just generally a good time. And yes, you heard that right there, this one, it's very much adult, it's not for everyone, there's tons of swearing, topics that I would say are going to be challenging for some, it's definitely not PC at times, but the humour, it's going to have you smiling and laughing out loud. I'll add that for the entire playthrough. If you can be a little sensitive though, I will say this one, it's not for you, acquired taste and humour for sure. Oh, and I will say keep the kids away, this one, it's not for them. Me though, I will say overall I loved every moment of the story with this one. It's not action packed or anything, it's mainly dialogue interactions, but they've done a great job of bringing this world to life through these moments, and with a 6 or so hour runtime there's a decent pace to the whole experience. Great story for adventure fans out there though looking for something a little bit different. So gameplay wise here, what we essentially get is some basic exploration, the occasional mini-game, and then a mechanic involving alcohol, because of course that's what the game's about. Exploration wise, it's simple walking moments basically. Hell here as a place, it's made up of multiple islands, so as you progress you'll either be basically walking around, different locations, meeting the cast in this world, or you're going to be jumping on that boat with Sam, moving on to the next location, or should I say kind of like bar island thing. Very occasionally though, you'll even see a minor mini-game like a dance-off, glass stacking or beer pong. That was my personal favourite. These though, again, they're nothing more than just another reason to have a bit of dialogue with another character while mixing up the gameplay slightly in the background. Exploration, the mini-games, honestly, I'd say these moments are simplistic. The real focus of this one comes in the dialogue. It takes the forefront of this entire game. Start a conversation, choose one of the two options available for your response, and this then in turn pushes the story forward towards one of multiple endings. To add its own twist to things though, I will say it's the alcohol gameplay that's the real standout. How this works is every location has a bar, and at each you'll get the option of different drinks you can consume. Each drink though provides a different attribute to your character, whether that's to be angry or more flirty or too confident, whatever it may be. During a conversation, you can then use this to your advantage. I mentioned with each response in a conversation, you get two standard options, but if you take a swig of your drink mid-conversation by pushing the CR button, you'll actually unlock a third option in line with this attribute. So maybe you'll unlock a funnier response, a more flirty one, maybe you'll entice a character in, maybe you can find out a secret that they're hiding. It's an interesting mechanic to work with throughout the game and essential to your progression. It's almost like a puzzle in a sense as well, as you match the drink you need to the response that you're actually looking for, the one that you want to drive. Oh, and I will say here as well, use it wisely. It might be Hell, but drinks, they're not bottomless, as you'll see the glass getting emptier in the top right corner of your screen. So I will say as well, timing is absolutely everything. Gameplay wise, that's really all there is. I know it doesn't sound the most exciting, but a fun twist on the standard, dialogue selection really makes for some interesting moments, and you should honestly be coming here for, the story. If you're looking for, ramping difficulty or even a challenge, you're not going to find that here. I want to put that out there now. This one, it's easy. It's more a kind of thought-powered game as you try to navigate the world, discover the meaning behind your questions, But I will guarantee you'll have fun getting to one of the multiple endings here. The dialogue choices, the multiple endings, the choice of drinks, add all these things together, and there was, for me, more than enough reason to make me not only want to complete my first playthrough, but come back for probably a second or even third and explore this world again. So graphically, Afterparty for me, simply put, stunning. The whole world has this kind of 3D build, and it brings a depth that really adds to these locations you visit. Multiple layers allow for locations that feel alive, from the demons in the background at the bar to those sitting at tables in the forefront. That depth is just so important. For anyone that played Oxenfree before this, it feels like the next step, while also keeping quite a few similarities, and that's for sure not a bad thing when you see how great a looking game that was. What they really achieved for me, though, was showing both sides of, this interpretation of how the fun, the bars, the clubs, the smoking, the drinking, the bright colours of a bustling nightlife, but it's quickly mixed in then with the desperation and darkness you would expect of such a place. For an example, in the first hour, you're going to see people hung from trees, more than willing to engage in conversation. It's a moment of realization that these talking figures have nooses around their necks while they hang from trees. It's pretty dark imagery to witness while you're laughing at the jokes they're telling you. Then with character models, what we do essentially get a low detail but really nicely animated 3D models. And while Milo and Lola, they look great, it's the demons though that really stand out. Each just has so much to offer. My personal favourite was Sister Wormhorn, your personal demon out to assist you with mental anguish. Interesting job title, I know, but her animation and design is stunning as she frequently floats around the screen and our protagonist, and she's like 6 or 7 times bigger than them. She's just really cool to look at. The only other inclusion then, I'd say dialogue boxes. They're a bit more exciting than, just standard text, and that's about it. It's kind of carried over from Oxenfree as well. They use them to reinforce the comic-like nature of the whole experience. What's smart here is they don't have everything but just simple key phrases and moments to reinforce a statement, because I will say I'm happy to say that every bit of dialogue here is voice acted, and we'll get into that shortly. Problems wise, graphically, there's very few, just the occasional loading screen that was too long, and then I will say the occasional frame rate drop. For an experience like this, it's not a huge deal, but still worth putting out there. It's rare, but it did happen. Also, it's not quite as sharp visually as its PS4 or Xbox counterparts, but if that's the price we pay for a smooth experience, it's, in my opinion, totally worth it. Bugs seem to be a big issue in those earlier builds from the end of last year, and I'm happy to say I didn't really encounter many at all with the Switch build. Actually, I didn't really encounter any, nothing game breaking, nothing like that. The game ticked along absolutely fine. Overall though, graphically, it's one great looking game. The world's alive, each island brings its own twist on things, bars are these living, breathing environments, new characters are frequent, and the neon and bright colours will fill your screen and be alongside you for your entire journey and playthrough. It's really impressive stuff and such a strong follow-up to Oxenfree visually. Audio then, incredible overall, but the real standout for me, the voice acting. With such a strong script and story and sense of humour, it needed near perfect delivery, and that's exactly what they've pulled off here, and I'm being honest there, it's something I don't say lightly. With each drink comes a different emotional response, from that sarcastic to flirty, but that difference, it can be heard in every word in the delivery from our main characters. Then the comedic timing as well is just spot on throughout. This though, I want to say too, it can be said for every character in the game, every supporting actor. Those, with just one simple line, they pulled the best out of their entire cast. I have no doubt about that. Music and sound effects then just as strong, from the thumping bass lines you'd expect in a club through to the world around you. It's an incredibly nuanced package that delivers on so many levels. I'm confident you won't be disappointed, and I'd even go as far as to say stick your headphones on for this one, for the absolute best experience. It deserves your undivided attention. So overall, Afterparty is something super unique. Now again here, I do want to say it's not for everyone. With a clear focus on that kind of R-rated adult audience, you can expect some serious swearing, themes and jokes around topics that many may be sensitive to. But I will say, if that sounds like something you can handle, I promise that you will be laughing out loud for the entire 6 or so hours of gameplay. This world, the script, the pacing, the audio, it's been handled perfectly. Yeah, I will say there's the occasional issue, as I said, with, lowered frame rate and some long load times, but it's absolutely worth it for the payoff at the end of this entire experience, and I'm happy to say there's never been a better time to visit hell. Today I'm giving Afterparty an amazing 9 out of 10 at $20 in the US, £18 in the UK, or €20. I'm saying go buy this one immediately and just be prepared to smile and laugh a whole lot. I pretty much beat this in one playthrough, it just hooked me so immediately. Thanks so much for watching. What do you think? Will you be picking this one up? Did you play their first game, Oxenfree? And with that, if you love the Switch as much as we do, remember to hit that subscribe button. Check out the channel to see the huge amount of Switch reviews we've already done. And yeah, we'll see you all on the next video.